Over its 60-year history, Tim Hortons has often marketed its Canadianness.
Citizenship,
Canadian.
proof.
Roll up the rim to win.
Now these social media posts are triggering a debate. Just how Canadian is Tim Hortons?
Oh, it's a great question.
The company was co-founded by hockey player Tim Horton and businessman Ron Joyce with one outlet in Hamilton in 1964. U.S. hamburger chain Wendy's bought the company in 1995 and maintained ownership for more than a decade. Then in 2014, Tim's was taken over by Restaurant Brands International. At that time, a Brazilian firm controlled nearly half of the company's shares. Now, the ownership is more spread out, including among U.S. and Canadian investors.
Is Tim Hortons really Canadian?
It's not owned by a Canadian company anymore,
it was
right?
founded by a Leafs player, Tim Horton, though.
Yeah. Sure.
It's a Canadian company.
I think it's a Canadian
I think
company.
it's probably the
It's
most
like known for
well-known,
being Canadian.
The more than 4,000 Tim Hortons locations across the country are controlled by Canadian franchise owners, like Tanya Doucette.
I'm Canadian. My family, we're part of this business. We've been almost 20 years as restaurant owners, my husband and I.
Tim Hortons is totally Canadian. I think it's our claim to fame. I don't know, it's very Canadian core to me.
They're very strategic in how they're marketing this.
Natasha Kaufman runs a public relations agency.
They're saying that it's a brand that's loved by Canadians, which is absolutely true. We've been part of Canada's history for 60 years, also true. But what's misleading is that they're not owned by a Canadian company anymore.
A Tim Hortons spokesperson says its corporate headquarters and main coffee roastery are located in Canada.
I'm not Canadian myself, so for me it's quintessentially Canadian.
All food for thought in a debate happening across the country, often over coffee. Mike Crawley, CBC News, Toronto.